Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Atira Safina binti Jasni. Lecture number S74872 will be presented about initial IMO strategy on the reduction of GHG emissions from ships, Marpol. For the first part, introduction. First, I will explain you a little bit of a background of IMO. IMO was developed to improving the safety in maritime operations on a global scale in 1948. A specialized agency that organizes as United Nations and has a headquarters in London, UK, focused exclusively on maritime affairs, unlike global organizations that cover broader issues. IMO mission that contained in its slogan is safe, secure, and efficient shipping on clean oceans. Now, we move to the next part. GHG emissions is a greenhouse gas emissions that refer to the gases that has been released by the ships to the atmosphere. To reduce emissions of greenhouse gases from international shipping, IMO has adopted mandatory measures under IMO's Pollution Prevention Marpol. It was adopted in 2018 with an initial strategy on the reduction of GHG emissions from the ships. Marpol Convention was adopted on 1973 at IMO as the main international convention that covering prevention of pollution the marine environment by ships operational or accidental cause. Marpol also covered pollution by oil, chemicals, harmful substance in package form, sewage, and garbage. On 1997, a protocol was adopted to amend the convention and a new Annex 6 was added. The convention includes regulations aimed at preventing and minimizing pollution from routine operations and accidental pollution and currently includes 6 technical annexes. The vision of IMO strategy on the reduction of GHG emissions from ships is to reducing GHG emissions from international shipping. IMO continued to engage in its matter of urgency, set to phase them out as soon as possible, while promoting, in the context of the strategy, a just and equitable transition. And this vision was adopted in 2018 with the goal to reduce the total GHG emissions by at least 50%. Next, the level of ambition. First, the carbon intensity of ships will be reduced by improving the energy efficiency of new ships and by reviewing and strengthening energy efficiency design requirements. Secondly, the carbon intensity of international shipping will decrease by reducing CO2 emissions per transport work by at least 40% by 2030 compared to 2008 levels. Third, the use of zero or near zero GHG emissions technologies, fuel and energy sources will increase, reaching at least 5% and aiming for 10% of energy use by international shipping by 2030. Last, GHG emissions from international shipping should stop as soon as possible and reach net zero by 2050, considering different countries' situations while working to eliminate emissions in line with the Paris Agreement's long-term temperature goals. Next is guidance principle. Marpol and other IMO conventions required to be treated fairly and no more favorable treatment. Common but differentiated responsibilities and respective capabilities means countries have different duties based on their situations, is stated in the UNFCCC Kyoto Protocol and Paris Agreement. No matter what country they are registered in, all the ships must fully follow mandatory measures to make sure the strategy is properly implemented. Lastly, decisions should be based on evidence while also following the precautionary approach is stated in MEPC resolutions. Next is launch project that has been done to reduce the GHG emissions. First is GLOMET. It stands for Global Maritime Energy Efficiency Partnerships Project. GEF UNDP IMO project aim to supporting and implement energy efficiency measures for shipping. Next, LNG powered ferry. It was the first LNG fed ferry in Japan. Adopts propulsive power in sputtering plate step energy saving device, and it used an LNG as a fuel to reduce CO2 emissions by 35% compared to current vessels in service. In conclusion, adopted under Marpol Annex 6, the initial IMO strategy on reduction of greenhouse gas emissions (GHG) represents a crucial first global step toward to changing the international shipping sector. A clear long-term vision was made to phase out the GHG emissions from shipping as soon as possible. It is it through SDG 7, SDG 9, SDG 13, and SDG 17. This is the reference that I have been searching to do this assignment. And that's all from me. Thank you.